Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Hey! That took a moment. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I will get it in a moment. Hold on. Okay. Here we go, y'all. It took a moment. However, technical difficulties, however, I got it. Okay, with patience. Alrighty, so hi everybody, especially those of you that are in New York. I'm going from two phones. One is from my phone, which is from my Facebook page, Ifashe Wafatoing. And then the other phone is from Makanjuola, who is Jasir from CA Ticketmasters. He's also videoing from his phone. So it will be happening on both sides. I give thanks for everybody that comes on this on these Facebook pages to be able to see my first class. I must say this. Day Alston, you have been telling me for years to do Facebook Live or YouTube video, which will be coming soon, but to do things so I can teach a larger crowd. And because of the coronavirus, COVID-19, this is why I have to do the class like this. We are not meeting at the temple in Brooklyn. I'm going to do it Facebook Live until this whole coronavirus and other things are over. So I know people are stuck in the house. In some places they have an order in where they're at to stay in the house. So please, everybody, just stay safe, stay healthy. There's a lot of videos out there that talk about what you could take at this time for better health. I know people are reflecting on their body to make sure that their body is healthy, their mind is healthy, all of those different things. Of course, this is a good time to think about what type of business you want to build. Learn more about Ifa, be able to study Odus, and take time with your family and loved ones. So just stay calm and let's focus on Ori, your head, today. Okay, so before I start, I just want to do a quick prayer because there's a lot of information that I want to go over. So basically, everybody gets to see what I'm doing at Oturtuka, New York, because that's where I'm from. What's up? What's up, New York? So, so first, I want to do a quick prayer before I even start. So I know some of you have your notebooks and things like that, because usually in the Oturtuka, New York class, everybody brings their notebooks. They bring their Omoluwabi books from Chief Salagbude Popola to prepare for the class. So in the beginning of the class, I have everybody just do a quick meditation. If everybody could just put down their books, put down your pencils and pens. This may be your only time, if you have been working, to just have a moment. Just a moment to just breathe. Just breathe. Just take a moment. Relax your shoulders and just sit just for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Relax your minds. Just relax and breathe. Okay. So now I want to do just a quick prayer. Mojuba Olodumare, Mojuba Ori, Mojuba Iya, Mojuba Baba, Mojuba Irunmole, Mojuba Egungun, Mojuba Aluo, Mojuba Chief Salak Bade Popola, Mojuba Jibona, Mojuba Baba Ifa, Mojuba Iya Ifa, Mojuba to the Araba, Mojuba Akoda, Mojuba Asheda, Mojuba to all of the Iyanifas and Iyalodes, Mojuba to all of the Apetabis, Mojuba to the Babalawos, Oluos, Arabas, Mojuba to all of the Orishas, Mojuba to all of our families, Mojuba to all of our friends. We pray that you take away death, sickness, loss, contention, poverty, physical poverty, mental poverty, spiritual poverty, emotional poverty. We ask for forgiveness for the things that we have done knowingly and unknowingly. We pray for long life. That is happy and healthy and empowering. We pray for prosperity of wealth and generational wealth. We pray to have a good spouse of good character, good communication to build with, to have fun with. We pray for healthy children that are happy and prosperous and that study life well. We pray for victory in all things that brings peace in mind and understanding of good character and a divine destiny. We're so grateful today, Olodumare, that you grant us peace and harmony in this day. Your peace and harmony to be able to fill our souls and to fill our bodies so we can have good deeds and good thoughts and use our Ori well. I thank you, Olodumare, for the day. I thank you for all of the good things. So now if everybody could just hold their head, their Ori at this time, if you could just hold your head for a moment. One's Ori is one's charm to all success. One's Ori is one's charm to all success. When I wake up in the morning, I hold my head. One's Ori is one's charm for all success. So today we're going to be talking about my Ori is clear about my decisions. And there's a song that says, let the ashe of the Orisha manifest in our mouths. Let the ashe of the Orisha manifest in our mouths. Everything that we are saying, our prayers, will be accepted by the Irunmole. Ifa will also accept them. Let the ashe of the Orisha manifest in our mouth. So I'm also going to be going over the importance of our mouths and what it does for how it impacts our Ori. I also want to let people know, because people ask me, what is it that I'm doing on a daily basis? I wake up in the morning, I hold my head, and I give praise to my Ori and to Olodumare and all of the divine Irunmole and Orishas and those that are in between, like Egbe and things like that. But I also want to let you know, because some people that are even elderly have even asked me, say, hey, I can't lay down on the floor. I can't kneel down on the floor. So what is it that I'm supposed to do? So I just want to let you know before we begin that there's a song that says, if I stand up and pray, if I bend down and pray, if I kneel down and pray, if I sit down and pray, Ori will hear all of my prayers. Right? So New York, for the class in New York, Oturatuka, New York. So all of you have the morning prayers. If you don't, please send me your email in my inbox or email me at Ifa is character and I will send it to you. I want to make sure that all of you have the morning prayers, all 10 pages. Remember, you are to memorize them. That is your homework. So my Ori is clear about my decisions. So I'm going to first go over about Ori. You know, what is Ori? Ori is our head, our physical head. Some people say consciousness and different things. It's okay if people say different things. It's as long as you know it is your head. A lot of my teachings are coming from Chief Salagbade Popola, and also my teachings on from Otura to Ka, Baba Ikameji, Agbola, that's in Arizona. So a lot of my teachings are also coming from them. And first, let me start with, what is Ifa? Ifa is the esoteric word or abstract word or vibration that turns into word from Olodumare, right? Some people in lame terms say Olodumare God, right? However, Olodumare is the seen and the unseen, right? But I want to go over how Olodumare is also referring to Ori, that Ori is most important and the high. You sanction everything with your head, with Ori. You sanction everything. Matter of fact, you can block an Irunmole, right? So I said that I would go over, like in New York, we also go over a quick cosmology, right? The cosmology is Olodumare, your Ori, your mother and your father, the Irunmole, which are primordial energies, and then Orisha, which is deified ancestors, and then your ancestors. Now, people want to say ancestors first. That's fine, however you want to say it, but that's a quick cosmology on the Enifa. So I want to go over Ori because it's just really important that your Ori is clear. So Ori is someone's personal identity. It is what identifies a person to be who they are. Ori is inseparable from a person. Your head can block an Irunmole, a primordial energy higher than Orisha. Your Ori could be like this, bam, right? So we want to make sure that our Ori is clear, because your Ori, basically it takes you everywhere through life, but also it's intertwined with your character. Now, character you take everywhere with you, right? Especially people that believe in reincarnation. When you are reincarnate, no matter what you practice, you can best believe it's your character that is following you along the way. For those who believe, I don't care if you believe in Jesus or Muslim, whatever is going to get you to the next level in life, whatever is going to get you to practice good character, you have to practice good character in order for you to even get into heaven. You know, but in Ifa, it is clear that you must be accountable for everything that you're doing, that you're saying, how your being is, how authentic you are, learning to know yourself. Everybody's going to trip and fall. But however, with Ifa, you can get right back up, right? So Ifa is constantly letting us know that it is our Ori above all things, which I will go over the Odus that are talking about the importance of your Ori. So your Ori is inseparable from you. It never leaves you. You know, you can cut off an arm. You can cut off a toe. But you can't cut off your head. Your head follows you everywhere you go. It is only Ori that stays with a person when every person, including all the divinities, have left. So other divinities can leave you, but your Ori stays with you. That's why when y'all are, when some of you inbox me, what am I doing every day? You wake up in the morning, you hold your head and you pray. Don't think so much about the mistakes that you've made or those types of things. Pray those things away, but make sure that you empower your head and empower yourself so you can use your Ori clearly, that you can use your mouth clearly. You can smell good things. All the things that are attached to your Ori. You make sure you hear good things more than you're hearing about the news and negative things. Use all of your Ori well, right? It accompanies a person to a place where no other divinity could ever accompany one, right? A person comes to the earth with Ori and goes back to heaven with it. So you must take care of your Ori. I know some people that take better care of their Orisha than they do their own Ori, than they do their own body. You need that to be able to continue. You need that to empower yourself and other people. All the healers in the world, you must use your Ori well. That's what divides people. It's not just what they're doing for the Orishas and the Abos and things like that. That's very important. However, it's their connection with their Ori. And that's what carries them from place to place, from level to level, to positions, to statuses, and to just be comfortable inside your own body. How Olodumare made it is when you use your Ori. So now that we know that what Ori is and things like that, that it doesn't leave you, it never leaves you. Thank goodness, right? There are some things that we can do to empower our heads and things like that. Meditate, sit on that mat, journal on that mat. Do whatever you need to do. I don't care if you use sage or whatever you need to do. But the most important thing is to find out what is going on in your head. Because if you don't, a Babalawo will try to help you. A temple will try to help you. All these places will try to help you. People, your family, your mama, your daddy will try to help you. And you will rebuke it or not listen to it just because of your own head. What type of attitude is in there? Are you thinking more about yourself than other people? And if you do think about yourself, what do you really think about yourself? When you're alone with yourself, now that you're inside with yourself, and you can't just go outside and go get all the coffee you want and just go to work and do all those things. What is in here? You know, and I really want everybody to have a good connection with their Ori, because it's precious and it helps us manifest good things. I mean, we have a lot of people that have done good things in this world, and we are to leave this world better than how we found it, right? Chief Salagbere Popola says that all the time. So what work are you doing? You know? So one of the Odus that I'm going to say is Ogundameji. I want to do this Odu first because it's very long. I have not memorized this Odu. I know a lot of people are looking at this. Do your own research. Don't just go by what I say. Do what is comfortable in your heart. Do what is best for you. Get in contact with your Ori and do the best that you can do. You know? So please do your research. So in Ogundameji, this is what the Odu says. Irunmole declares that it is time to proceed. Ifa asks that who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Shango said that he could accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. They replied, Shango, that what if you have trekked for so long and reached Koso, your father's land, and you were offered amla, soup, and a lot of bitter cola. Shango said he would return to his father's home after eating to his satisfaction. They told Shango that he was not capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Irunmole declares that it is time to proceed. Ifa asks that who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Oya said that she could accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. They replied, oh yeah, that what if you have trekked for so long, you reached Ira, your father's land, and you were offered your favorite food. Oya said she would return to her father's home after eating to her satisfaction. They told Oya that she was not capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Irunmole declared that it is time to proceed. Ifa asked that who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Osanla said that he could accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. They replied, Alasan, that what if you have trekked for so long and you reached Ifon, your father's land, and you were offered a lot of snails with soup. Obatala said he would return to his father's home after eating to his satisfaction. They told Obatala that he was not capable of accompanying Alasan to the deep of the high seas. Irunmole declares that it is time to proceed. Ifa asks that who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Eshu Odara said that he could accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. They replied, Eshuadar, that what if you have trekked for so long and reached Ketu, your father's land, and you were offered a lot of roosters with plenty of palm oil? Eshuadar said, I'll return to my father's home after eating to my satisfaction. They told Eshuadar, you are not capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Arula declares that it is time to proceed. Ifa asks, who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas? They replied, Ogun, that what if you trekked for so long and you reached Ire, your father's land, and you were offered a lot of dogs with plenty of palm wine? Ogun said he would return to his father's home and be happy, reciting Ijalas after eating to his satisfaction. They told Ogun that he was not capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Irunmole declared that it is time to proceed. Ifa asked that who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas? Ashun said that she would accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. They replied, Ashun, what if you have trekked for so long and you reached Ijumu, your father's land, and you were offered a lot of vegetables with hen? Ashun said she would return to her father's home with her brass bracelets after eating to her satisfaction. They told Ashun that she was not capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Irunmole declared that it is time to proceed. Ifa asked that who can accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas? Irunmole said that he could accompany Alasan into the deep of the high seas. They replied, what if you have trekked for so long and you reached Oke Igeti, your father's land, and you were offered 2 swift rats, 2 big fish, 2 matured hens, 2 matured she-goats, and 2 matured cows with pounded yam? Irunmole said he would return to his father's home, and after eating to his satisfaction, then he asked, then asked Irunmole, who was it that was capable of accompanying Alasan to the deep of the high seas? Okinkin, that is capable of blowing elephant's tusks, the dark-complected man of the Mount of Igeti, Odudu, the one that protects the head of Ilermi in order for the head not to break, the one that transforms to good in all fortuned heads. Irunmole replied that it is Ori. Irunmole replied that it is Ori. Ori is the only one that is capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. Irunmole said that if a Babalawo dies, the Ikin Ifa will be taken and buried. If an Orisha priest dies, the Orisha paraphernalia will be taken and buried. If a Shango priest dies, his Shango paraphernalia will be taken and buried. He asked, when do you hear of a time when a person dies and his head, his Ori, is cut away before he is buried? Ori is the only one that is capable of accompanying Alasan into the deep of the high seas. If I'm rich on earth, it is to Ori that I claim responsibility. My Ori, you are the one that accompanies me. If I possess good spouse on earth, it is my Ori that I claim responsibility. My Ori, it is to you that no other person, if I have good children on earth, it is to my Ori that I reclaim responsibility. My Ori, it is you and no other person. If I have wealth and prosperity on earth, it is to my Ori that I claim responsibility. My Ori, it is to you that no other person. If I have all good things in life, it is to my Ori that I claim responsibility. To my Ori, it is to you that no other person. Ori, it is you that supports before any other deity. There is no deity that can single-handedly support anyone, without the knowledge and assistance of Ori. He whose Ebo is accepted by Ori should rejoice. So That is a very long stanza in Ogunda Meji. And I want to say, I want to give thanks to all the Babalawos that memorized all that in their head. I have been unable to keep all of that in my head. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I read it. And for all the people that speak Yoruba, I apologize if I have said any of the words incorrectly. So that lets us know that Ori is number one. It is Ori that supports us from heaven to the earth, from earth to heaven. That is not the Irunmole. That is not the Orisha that are above Ori. It is very, very important for us to wake up in the morning and hold our heads and pray to Ori. So I wanted to back that up with Odu. You know, in Oturapona Warren, it says that Ifa declares that whenever we wake up, we must share wisdom with one another. We must not wake up at dawn and lay down a foundation of foolishness. That's what it says in the Odu in Oturapon Warren. So when we wake up in the morning, we really need to be conscious of what we're saying, what we're doing. We're not just rushing. Slow it down. Do your meditations, do your journaling, do your prayers, do all of those things. Hold your head, even if you're laying down in bed. Hold your head and say your prayers. Give praise to Ori. It follows you everywhere. You know, and your Ori can do amazing things, right? And we've seen it. We've seen it with Malcolm X. We've seen it with Maya Angelou. We've seen it with Francis Cress Wesleyan. We've seen it with Martin Luther King. We've seen it with Marcus Garvey. We've seen it even for the people that are even here. We've seen it with James Small. We've seen it with Mfundisi Jehutimas. We've seen it with Chief Salagbade Popola. We've seen it with so many people that are right here with Iyanla Van Zant and her crew in helping fix people's lives or just give them a push to even start. We've seen it with so many people that are here. So we have leaders that are here that are helping us in the Kemetic realm and the Ifa realm, in different realms. I really don't care if you even look at T.D. Jake's lectures on he motions or all of those different, whatever it's going to take to get you to the next level, whatever it's going to take to get you in contact with your head. We've seen it on just so many different platforms. We have YouTube. Utilize it before they start putting a price tag on it that you use it. Download the videos that you need. You know, look at John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben, and look at all Van Sertima and all of those people. You know, look at Anthony Broader. You know, look at all these people that are helping, you know. And I'm hoping more people go live and at this time, you know, to be able to help us with our Ori. You know, look at Robin Sharma. You know, whatever it's going to take. So I also want to talk about the importance of Ori and other stands. So I know a lot of you also have your Omoluwabi book, right, by Chief Salagbade Popola. It's a big book. I'm so glad that it's digital now. But I do want to go over some stanzas also in Omoluwabi, because in our class, in Otura Tuka, in our worship class, we also go over Odus that are in the book. The page that I want to go over is on page 374 in the Omoluwabi book, page 374. The Odu is Oyeku Otura. And I want to go over this Odu for a reason, because it talks about how we don't, if we don't take care of ourselves, how things just go run amok, how they just go astray. So the first line is whiteness is for the chalk. Whiteness is for the chalk. And this is in the Odu, Oyeku Otura. So it's in the Omoluwabi book, and it may be on a different page. If it's on a different page, please post the page that it's on, because my Omoluwabi book is an older book, so you may have a little bit more pages or things like that. So in the Omoluwabi book on page 374, the first line says, whiteness is for the chalk. I'm glad that all of you get to peek into what we do in New York. So in the Odu Oyeku Otura, it says, whiteness is for the chalk and sweetness is for the sugar. The Orisha devotee failed to take proper care of themselves. The person was busy propitiating the divinities. These were Ifa's declarations for Olu when going on a military expedition to Ajantiri land. He was advised to offer Ebo. He refused to comply. That means the person refused to change. I want to help you so you can be able to pick the character traits of what is going on in the Odu. Olu ended up being as lean as a pole. Olu became weak and worn out. Sweetie, if you don't take care of yourself, no matter how much you're giving and what you're doing outside of yourself, it could be a hindrance to you. So yes, it's great to feed the divinities. Yes, it's great to do the abos. Yes, it's great to pray to them and give them things. Even if you don't know what to give, if you're giving obi and a rogbo or flowers or whatever you're giving, that's great. But what about your physical body that is here in this world? What are you doing on a daily basis? You know, Robin Sharma says if you look at somebody's scheduler, their schedule book, you'll know what they're doing, right? So what are you doing on a daily basis? This Odu is talking about taking care of yourself first before propitiating all of these orishas. You know, and one of the main things that you need to take care of is your Ori. You know, take care of your head. You know, is your head telling you stories that hasn't even happened or isn't even real? I mean, if you look at relationships, you'll be able to tell. You know, you'll see somebody's attitude and somebody's behavior in Ifa once they either get fully initiated or start practicing. Is it even helping them? You know, or are they just more about the beads and this is what I have and this is my title and things like that. Every time you get a dafa, which is a reading, D-A-F-A, every time you get a dafa, a reading, make sure you ask the Babalao or Ianifa that is doing the divination, what are the character traits that I am supposed to be practicing? What am I supposed to be practicing? I'm not talking about the Ebo. I'm talking about what are you supposed to be practicing on a daily basis that will help you to the next level. So that person should be able to tell you the character traits of that Odu, should pull the character traits from that Odu so you can practice on a daily basis what you should be doing with your head, what you should be feeding in your mouth, where you should be laying your head, how you should be washing your head, all of those different things to get you to the next level. Right? To help you open that business. To help you be a better person, just personally for yourself. So you can be comfortable in your own skin. You know, my heart goes out every day when people are inboxing me or texting me or calling me and saying that they don't feel well. You know, and I do my best to try and find out what is the story that is going on in their head. Number one, tell the truth to yourself and take your time. Write it down, speak it, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you understand the pattern that is going on in your head. Okay? So I wanted to read that so you know there is an Odu, Oyeku Otura, that is backing up that you should be taking care of yourself first. Right? If you don't take care of yourself first, you won't be going and kneeling to anything. You won't be going and standing in front of Eshu or standing in front of Ogun. You won't be doing any of that if you don't take care of yourself first. Okay. So that is one of the Odus that I wanted to go over in the Omoluabi book. I read it straight from the Omoluabi book, so you would be able to follow me with this. I was talking about truthfulness and being truthful. And in our class in Oturtuka, New York, we talk a lot about being honest and being truthful and those types of things. And it's okay if you make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but you can always get back up with Ifa. Right? So another Odu that is in the Omoluabi book is on page 434. Page 434. So the first line in that Odu in Otura Ogunda says, lying benefits no one. Lying benefits no one. It's talk about lying, like not lying down, but telling a lie. Lying benefits no one. And it's in the Odu Otura Ogunda. So I'm going to give you a second to find that page. It's on page 434. If it's on a different page, again, please post the page that it's on so you can read along. What I like about this Odu is that this Odu is talking about what is your intention? Really, what is your intention? Are you trying to make money? Are you trying to just make yourself look good? What are you really doing? You know, and also that looking at the consequences. So this is what this Odu is talking about. So when I teach or we do worship in Oturtuka, New York, I'm not talking about that the lion ate the hen and then the hen I'm not doing it like that. I try my best to make it as palatable as possible. As palatable as possible for people that are in the diaspora. I do my best. So in this Odu, Otura Ogunda, it says, lying befits no one. That means lying shouldn't be coming out your mouth. Lying befits no one. Wickedness is of no use to any human being. When a liar breaks an oath, his conscience will worry him continuously. These were Ifa's declarations to Sagba Giriyan when going to become the head of the truthful ones. He was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. Be truthful. Be honest. He who is truthful, the deity will support. So let me go back to Ori. If your Ori is not clear, you will not be telling the truth. You will be in fear that somebody will not like you. You will be trying to impress other people and those types of things. You could be damaging yourself as to the story that you tell yourself, the things that you are eating, the things that you constantly hear, the negativity and things like that. When it says being truthful, it's talking about being truthful on all levels. You should have a balanced life. Am I saying everybody is perfect or anybody is perfect in this world? The answer is no. But you are to strive constantly to be a truthful person. And that will help you with your Ori. You ain't got to run around and tell people this is what's going on in my Ori. But at least tell yourself the truth. Be honest with yourself. Because then the deity can support you. And Otura Ogunda is talking about if you are not truthful with yourself, you can best believe the deity ain't even going to be there. It's not going to be there. Right? So I really pray and I hope that just this even is also supporting you and empowering you to be your authentic self. Okay, so in that Odu, it's talking about the way that the deity can help you is by not breaking oaths. Don't promise people things and then don't do it. Don't promise yourself things and then not do it. You know, do what you're supposed to do so you can live your destiny the best that you can. I'm not talking, when I say destiny, I'm not talking about a destination. Your destiny, it's ongoing. Your destiny is ongoing. You know, so make sure that you're doing everything that you can because your conscience will worry you. Your conscious, not somebody else's conscious. They done gone on about their lives and doing what they're doing. But if you don't have a good connection with your own head, if you don't, if you're not a truthful person, then you can best believe there's going to be issues, right? So it sounds easy, but what type of stories are you telling your children? Are they truthful stories? Are you telling them the truth, or are you telling them that Santa Claus exists? You know, use the stanzas. You can use the stanzas as stories for your children. Read them, to your children so they can learn at a young age. In Nigeria, which I've been plenty of times, they teach their children at a young age. It takes a long time to receive the title of a Babalawo or an Ianifa or an Aluo or an Araba. It takes years to be able to know yourself, know Ifa, and know how to be able to lead and not put other people down or take other people's money or do all of those things, to make sure that you are a proper leader. Or even like Iyalode. It takes a lot, and be careful about the internet, y'all. Be careful. Make sure you choose well. About what you're listening to, what you're looking at, and things because all that's going to be stuck in your Ori. It's going to be stuck in your head. So make sure that the things that when you wake up in the morning, hold your head and pray. When you wake up in the morning, say something positive and good to your family members, to your spouse, to your children that might sleep with you. At night, tell these people and tell yourselves good things so you can have a pattern of every day on a daily basis having a better relationship with your Ori. Okay. So there's other Odus that I'm going to go over. And even in Ejiogbe says a lazy person is a useless person. Don't be lazy, y'all. A lot of people are waiting for Babalawos or Iyanifas and stuff like that to do things for them. We're on lockdown right now. So what can you do and in your own home? The part of the responsibility of people that have titles are to help you to where if you can't get a hold of them, you should be able to do something in your own home. You should be able to do something in your own home. You should know who you're kneeling in front of, who you stand in front of, how to hold your head in the morning. Before you do anything else, before you eat, before you run to work, get up early in the morning while it's quiet. Maybe the children are sleeping. Pray with your spouse. All of those different things. Pray with your friends. Gather maybe early in the morning. All of these different things so you can make sure that you have something that you can do for yourself. It's great that the Babalawos and the Iyanifas and the Ajibonas and all of these people can do things for us. But what is it that you can do for yourself? Do you really have a relationship with your Ori? Do you really have a relationship with the Orisha? Do you really know the character traits and the attributes of the Orisha and the Irunmole? Are they worldly or are they of natural? Really pay attention. Science and spirituality are like this. So please make sure that the stories that you read, the things that you're doing are empowering you and it's about truth. Like one of the things that I know, like in Nigeria and in Chief Salagbe Popola's family, they did Eshu is not Satan. Right? Obviously, Eshu cannot be Satan because Satan is a European word. So to use those words to describe Eshu could be misleading, right? So they're doing this campaign, and it's beautiful that they're doing this because now they're making you look at it through African eyes, not just the Western world or somebody else's eyes. Look at it from African eyes. Obviously, Eshu's not going to trick you. Eshu's, he's the owner of Ashe. He's going to give you as many possibilities as possible. But if you don't have a good relationship with your Ori, you can best believe you'll do this to Eshu. Bam! Right? So please make sure that you're using your Ori properly. I want to go to the mouth because there is a lot of people that they use their mouth. They use their mouth in the wrong way. There's so many times I have done it. I can raise my hand and say I have used my mouth in different ways and it was not productive, right? So I want to give you another Odu, Ika Otora. Ika Otora. Because in this Odu, I also want to make it palatable for you, right? Think about the things that you put in your mouth, the foods that you put in your mouth. Think about how much water you're putting in your mouth, right? Thank goodness to our Shun, right? All that water, right? Who's in Irunmole, right? Just think about it. She's a primordial energy. Water existed before the earth. Water came to the earth. So how big is your Oshun? But getting back to Ori. So what you put in your mouth, just think about that. What you say to yourself and what you say to other people. You know, how much do you utilize your Ori? So in Ika Otora, it says, Ika in Otora, the awo of Enu, the mouth. So the Odu is telling you that awo of Enu, the mouth. It's telling you Enu means the mouth, okay? Cast Ifa for Enu, the mouth. When going to cause the death of Ori, to cause the death of your head. I really want to make this as palatable as possible. He was advised to offer a bow to make a change, right? You are not wise enough and also not knowledgeable enough. Don't you know that the mouth is capable of causing ruin to Ori? That's what the Odu is saying. So we have to be very careful of our mouth. You know, you can eat certain things. You can get maybe certain injections, all of those different things, and it can ruin your head. You know, so be careful. You know, I know right now because of the disease or virus or whatever that's going around, people are just popping things in their mouths and stuff. Be careful what you're putting in your mouth. Certain herbs don't mix, right? Don't over-vitamin yourself, you know. But also make sure that what you're saying on a daily basis is not hurting yourself or hurting other people. Because you can best believe Eshu's going to say that message. I'm just so grateful that I'm not Eshu, because I would not want to be the person that has to go to a Lodamare and say, this person said that their boss, they hope their boss gets hit by a Mack truck. I'm so glad that I don't have to be that type of person, you know, or that type of energy. You know, I'm sure it breaks Eshu's heart that he has to tell every little thing that's going on. You know, what you say that's negative is going to be the message gone. What you say that's positive is going to be the message gone. So the things that you're saying that are going to be sent, you have to be careful. Watch your mouth. Stillness and quietness does wonders in the morning. It does just 2 minutes. You don't have to do 5 minutes. You don't have to do 30 minutes or an hour. Just 2 minutes. Just sit on the mat. Don't beg and don't ask for anything. Just sit there quietly. Give your Ori a rest so it can be utilized properly on a daily basis. Before you go to sleep, empty out your Ori. Empty it out. Don't look at negative things before you go to sleep. Look at positive things if you need an image before you go to sleep. Listen to meditation music before you go to sleep. Listen to Owomide in Nigeria singing before you go to sleep. Owomide Popola. Listen to his music before you go to sleep. If you have Ifa stanzas that you know that you love, I'm trying to give y'all methods, y'all. Say it into a recorder and then play it before you go to sleep. Find odus that will help you sleep. Because if you don't sleep well, your Ori is not going to work well. And in this Odu, it's talking about if you say the wrong things, you can best believe you can ruin your Ori. It could take a lot of work to get it back. And when I say get it back, I mean get it back in order. Get your life in order. You know, I love Ofumeji, that it says in Ofumeji, it says, please come and help me organize my life for it to be rewarding. Please come and help me organize my life for it to be fruitful and rewarding. Even if you need to say that. Some of you that are in the beginning, learn little parts of the stanza first, even if you need to. Use those stanzas to be able to empower yourself so you can grow and live the greatness in your Ori. Right? So utilize pieces of the Odu. If you're feeling lazy and things like that, I'm not talking about that you need a break. If you really feel lazy, say to yourself, Ejiogbe, a lazy person is a useless person. You know, it's funny, in that Odu, it says, let him die. That's how much Ifa is strict upon laziness. Don't be lazy with your Ori. Utilize it properly. Give it a break. Give your mouth a break. How about that, right? So that's something else that is talking about, you know, a part of our Ori, you know. So pay attention to that. In Oyeku D, it says, let those advised to offer Ebo do so accordingly. And the reason why I'm bringing up Ebo right quick is because people are saying, well, I did the Ebo and stuff is still cracked out in my life. Things are still going crazy. I still have a bunch of haters. I still am not feeling comfortable in myself and things like that. I want to let you know, it's great to do Ebos. It is 100%. If it says do the Ebo, do the Ebo. Do the offering. That's what Ebo is, E-B-O. Do the offering, right? You want to do it within either 5 days or 17 days, right? Jot that down. So from the day that you get the dafa, from the day you get the reading, so that is, so day one is the day that you got the reading. Okay, it's the day that you're starting from. And then you have 16 days after that. So try to get it done in that type of a way. It will be very beneficial for you. If you cannot do it in 5 days, please tell the Babalao. Don't let him guess. Babalaos cannot read your mind, you know. So please tell the Babalao if you can't do it in 5 days, or even if you can't do it in 17 days. Just let him know. But in Oyeku Odi, it says, let those advised to offer Ebo to do so accordingly. Ebos are very, very important. And I noticed that the biggest Ebo that is hardest to do is the Ebos that have to do with character that is stuck in your Ori. Ogbeyono talks about being patient and not being angry. That's difficult in today's time. People that don't have money coming into their homes because of some virus. People that can't find jobs. People that are losing relationships. All of these different things. You know, I get it. I get it. Those type of ebos are difficult to do. Animals are easy to do. Non-animals are easy to do. But when you're trying to get anger out of your life, Oshe Logbe talks about jealousy, trying to get jealousy out of your life, trying to do all those things. That is the real Ebo. That is the real part that gets you connected with your Ori so you can do what you need to do to get to the next level, to get to the next position. All of those different things, right? So again, ask the Babalao. What character traits am I supposed to practice? Because sometimes when somebody's telling you about an Odu, it's just flying off the head. You don't know. You don't know it because it's so poetic where it's difficult for us to understand. Have somebody there with you when you go and get a dafa or reading. Don't go by yourself. Don't go by yourself. Have somebody there with you that can write what it is that needs to be done. Be it if it's a character trait, you doing Ibori, which is a ceremony for your head, whatever it is that you need to do, make sure that you have somebody there. I want to give you an example. I remember one time I went and I got a dafa from a Babalawo. I got a reading from a Babalawo, and he said that it came in deaths. Right at that point, I checked out. I checked out. I didn't hear anything else this man said. I don't remember anything else this man said, but I had my girlfriend there with me. Much love to all the sisters taking care of the other sisters. I had my sister there to be able to write down everything that he was saying. So afterwards, she was able to say, Ifashewa, this is what he said. This is your Ire that will trump and push out the ayewo, the negative that came. I know some of you say EB or asogbo, that pushes out the negativity. You should always end in Ire. You can't get a reading and it just stops at death. Even though you may check out like I did at death, you always end in Ire. That is the blessing of Ifa. Why? Because then you can take that Ire, put it in your head and focus on that for the next 17 days, 3 months, whatever it is, whatever the time span is. You want to know what the Ire is, and that's what will also help you with your Ori. Okay? So, there's something else that I want to go over that is also talking about, Ori. The next one is Otora Ogbe. Otora Ogbe. So this is what this Odu is talking about. This Odu is talking about Ori and the power of your Ori. I didn't have to run and get something. I didn't have to go check and see outside of myself. I didn't have to. And I'm not saying that Ifa, you could just do things by yourself. Ifa is a communal. Ifa is a communal way of life. So you can best believe you cannot do it by yourself. You just can't read books and do it by yourself. You just can't give yourself your own titles. Ifa is communal. And that's the importance of Ifa, is that it's doing its best to connect us together. Connect us together, right? So in Otura Ogbe, it says, an intelligent person is a great asset to the community. These were Ifa's declarations to Ori when he was coming to earth from heaven. If you desire riches, Ifa says, talk to your Ori. Remember, when you talk to your Ori, you hold your head. Okay, sweetie? If you desire a good spouse, Ifa says, talk to your Ori. If you desire good, responsible children, talk to your Ori. Otura Orogbe. Everything depends on my Ori. If you desire building a home, Ifa says, talk to your Ori. Otura Orogbo. Everything depends on my Ori. It is a vehicle that you desire. If it is anything that you desire, Ifa says, talk to your Ori. Otura Orogbe. Everything depends on my Ori. Everything. Please don't be like, bam, when people are trying to give you advice when you're getting a reading. When you really want to communicate with the Irunmole and the Orishas and Egbe and all of those different divinities that are very divine, the first place you need to go is your Ori. Have a well connection with it. And I promise you, you will be able to have a better relationship with yourself. What people say to you, it won't matter as much anymore. Cursing will not come out of your mouth as much anymore. The things that you're listening to that are aggressive or that are harsh or things like that, you won't want to listen to it anymore. All of that will kind of float away naturally because you're taking care of your head. You won't put yourself in places that stink. You won't put yourself in places that have a funk. If you say something negative, if you have practiced with your Ori, you will immediately change it. If you hear something that is gossip, you won't say it because you will have a good connection with your Ori. The Orisha can't do anything about that. The Irunmole can't do anything about that if you don't have a good relationship with your Ori. I know this sounds redundant. However, it is the place in which you start from. The initiations are happening on your Ori. I don't care if the hair is taken off your head, your eyebrows, a mustache, your beard, or whatever is happening to your Ori. The Orishas, the Irunmole, everything, your Odu, as to who you are. And yes, you can show your Odu. Nothing's going to happen to you. But it's so that people also can give you support about your Odu, right? That's how you learn. But if all of those things go in your head, not in your hands, not somewhere else on your body. I'm not trying to knock what somebody else does, but the most important place that is being taken care of is Ori. And that's why I'm going to start a class that is going to start about the basics of Ifa before you even get a bead. And anybody who is fully initiated or has Orisha or things like that, yeah, they can join the class. But let me tell you, the basics of Ori and about Ifa is important before you even think about getting initiated into Ifa or doing those types of things. You know, I'm so grateful for Day Austin that interviewed me and to find out what is it that you're even supposed to know before an initiation. What are you even supposed to know before you get one thing? In Nigeria, they're practicing before they get things. I don't want you to have things. I want you to have a good relationship with your Ori. I want you to have a good relationship with the Orisha and the Irunmole, with Egbe and all of that. I really want you to be able to do that, especially now in your own home when you can't reach out maybe to somebody else to come to your home and do something. Every day, wake up. Hold your head. It's simplicity. Ifa is simplicity. It's not about getting a bunch of things. It's about having a good connection with your Ori. If you don't have a good connection with your Ori, your character is just going to go haywire. If you don't have a good connection with your Ori, you can best believe you're not going to make it to your destiny. Right? So have a good connection with your Ori. This Odu, Otura Ogbe, is talking about, which is also Otura Orogbe, is also talking about to make sure to talk to your Ori. Now, some people might say, I'm not good at talking. I'm good at journaling. I don't care if you have to journal. Do what you have to do to make sure that you empty out your Ori and you come with a clean slate. So you can say, when you have your day, that my Ori is clear about my decision. Your Ori is clear. Okay? So that is another Odu that supports about Ori. So I want to answer right quick some of the questions about some of the questions that y'all have sent me in inbox. I can't necessarily answer all things that's coming through on the Facebook page. I will try to answer them a little later. This is my first time. I'm scared to touch the phone right now because I don't know what's going to happen. But I do want to make sure that people have a method. I just don't want to leave you with odus and things like that, and you don't know what you do. So somebody asked me, Fashewa, what do you do in the morning? I wake up in the morning and I go to the bathroom. And after I go to the bathroom and I cleanse myself, I go and I pray. I sit down first and I have quiet time. And then sometimes I journal. Not all the times, because every day is not the same. So sometimes I journal. I go to my Ifa and I pray from my heart. And then Otura Tuka, New York, I am saying the Mojubas, which is, you can also say Iba, which is to assist. But I'm also saying those 10 Odus for the morning prayers. And then after that, I sit again. And I listen. I just listen. Sometimes just empty out my head. And then I start my day. Okay, so that's what I'm doing in the morning. Can you lay down in front of your Ifa? Yes. Can you go to your Ifa when you're on your menstrual cycle? Yes. Yes. Actually, one of the ingredients that helps also in menstrual cycle is EPO, EPO, which is palm oil. Sometimes it can make, I know sometimes I take my Ikeen, put some palm oil on it, hold it to my stomach, and I rub my stomach and I pray, like, you know, because sometimes I'll be cramping and things like that, you know, and sometimes, sorry men, that I will even pass something. I'll pass a clot, I'll pass something like that, and then, you know, so yes, you can go to your Ifa. Another question is, what is Ofo Iku? Okay, so what somebody has asked me is, so I want you to be up to par to what the Babalawo is saying. If a Babalawo is speaking in Yoruba, have somebody there that completely understands the English language or the Spanish language, whatever your first language is. Make sure that there's somebody there that can translate clearly. Don't have that Babalawo say 20 sentences and then you get one sentence. No. A lot of times it will be longer in English than it will be in Yoruba. Right? And I teach that in my Oshe Ifa class, is that some of the words are broken down more when you're speaking English, and in Yoruba it will be connected. Like, I'll give you an example. Ejife. And it is Meji, Ife, smushed together to make Ejife. Right? So please have somebody who really understands the Yoruba language in order to explain to you in English fully what certain words mean. So somebody may say Ejife in Yoruba, and in English, you would have to break it down, Meji Ife, which means two in love. So it's two words, two in love, or three words or whatever, and then it's just one word, Ejife, in the Yoruba language. So please also take your time as much as you can during this time that you're in the house to learn about that, learn about the Yoruba language. So this person is asking about those things. So the Babalawo is saying, like, no Iku, no Arun, no Ofo, no stuff like that. What he's really saying is no death, no sickness, no loss, and no contention. Right? So that's what he's talking about. So somebody was asking about Aiku and Aj. That's when the Babalawo is talking about the 5 top things, right? One of them is long life. Right? And these are things, write this down, that you should be praying for on a daily basis. You should be praying no death, no sickness, no loss, no contention. On a daily basis, you should be praying for that. The other things that you should be praying for that the Babalaws are talking about is that you have, and make sure you have forgiveness somewhere in between, right? Ask for forgiveness for the things that you've done knowingly and unknowingly, right? But the 5 things that they're talking about is long life, right? So you want to ask for like happiness, health, those types of things. They're talking about prosperity. That's number 2. You want to also ask for generational wealth. Not that it's just with you. The third thing they're talking about is a spouse, right? And make sure that you're specific. Pray for a spouse of good character. If you have a spouse, pray for good communication, that you can build with that person and have fun with that person, right? The fourth thing that they're talking about are children. Make sure that your children are happy and healthy and prosperous and study and have the type of discipline that is needed in like a wild world, right? And then the other thing that they're talking about is Ishegun, which is victory. So when you talk about victory, make sure you're talking about victory that also brings peace in mind, peace in mind, and an understanding. Make sure that you have that, and that you talk about also having victory with good character and accomplishing your destiny as gentle as possible. So that's some of the things that the Babalawo, when he's saying these words, that's what he's talking about. And please, again, have somebody there that speaks English. If the Babalawo knows how to speak English, like Chief Salagbade Popola, he knows how to speak English. So he will help. He will say something in Yoruba and then say it in English. Or if it's for somebody who speaks Spanish, he will have somebody like Jose Rodriguez or Jejeola or somebody there, or Baba Amos, to be able to speak Spanish. So the person can completely understand what is being said. Because it's great to know somebody else's lineage. It's great to have somebody help you with Ashe. But it's very, very important to know more people in your lineage and be able to say their names. It's important to be able to grow your Ashe and ride your Ashe after the Babalawo has flown back to Nigeria or gone home, in other places here in the United States, or the Ianifa or whomever. Your Ashe, you have to grow that. You have to be able to discipline that and be able to utilize that. And the way that you do that is having a good Ori, having a connection with your Ori. Those of you that are fully initiated, you should know 3 to 5 stanzas in your head about your Odu. If the Babalawo has told you things about your Odu that you need to correct about yourself and things like that, maybe he may not know about African Americans and how much we need to have empowering information and inspirational words to just move forward in the United States. Ask them for a stanza or a story that you can have about your Odu that empowers your everyday. That empowers you every day, that you can say so you can build yourself up. Those that are fully initiated, that have a name, understand your name completely. Understand your name. Now, there's different ways that sometimes, depending upon the accent marks and things like that, about your name, so please, you could also learn from various Babalawos as to what your name means and where is it in your Odu, right? That's why people get fully initiated in Ifa. They want to know their Odu. They want to know who they are in this world. Why are you here? Who should you marry? Where should you live? It's important because some of you, a lot of you that I know live in New York. Some of your Odu say you can't be underground. There's underground apartments in New York, right? All of those big questions, how many children you should have, all of those different things are going to impact you, not just what you eat and what you wear, but also what character traits do you have that you need to work on. And that is with your Ori, right? So please, do whatever you can to learn more about yourself at this time while we're in our homes. Have prayers with your family. Don't sit up there and just point out the mistakes in family members or friends or whomever you're staying with, be it roommates or things like that. Say positive things. Okay? I'm going to wrap this up by giving announcements that I'm going to keep doing this. First of all, thank you all for coming into the class. And this is what I'm doing at Otura Tuka New York. I'm so grateful for Rafina and Marcus and Nelson and Michael and Joseph and Robin and Julian and all these people. Herb Brooks. I know. I should have been doing this a long time ago. And you are the camera person. So thank you so much for all of the encouragement. Make sure y'all do your homework. The announcement is that I just want to make sure that y'all also have other ways to be able to connect and learn about real Odus, real life things that are going on. And I hope I've made this palatable for you on how to read an Odu and how to be able to look for the character trait in that Odu. So one of the things is check out Salak Bade Popola on YouTube. You're gonna have to put headphones on because his voice, he has a very beautiful low tone, but a lot of times you can't hear it unless you have headphones on. So please look at the Salak Bade Popola videos. Go to ifaworks.com, IFAWORKS.com. You can get the Omoluabi. You can get other books like What is Ifa, what is who is Olodumare, all of those different things. You can start small before you go and run out and get icons, right? And this will help you with your Ori and the understanding of Ifa. So go to ifaworks.com. Another thing you could do is you could go to Otura Tukat Temple, Los Angeles. They also did a sermon today at their temple. So you have plenty of videos that you can look at and things like that to learn about Odus, but also to learn about character traits, how important it is to have good character. You can also, and that's on Facebook. You can also go on Facebook, look at Good Morning Ifa by my Conjuola. So you can also go there and you can get the real deal for what is happening to African Americans, how to be able to apply Ifa in your life as an African American, and other people as well. And also, if you go to Good Morning Ifa, you can also inbox Makanjuola and ask him about CA Ticketmasters. I know some of you are home and maybe your license is suspended or you're having problems with your driver's license. This would be a good time to clear all that out. So when the virus is gone, you can go out and not have to look over to your shoulder so much when you're driving. Also, go on Facebook and look up Chief's children. Look up Salak Bade Popola's children. Like Bankole Popola. Bankole has herbal remedies that can help. And also you may be able to get them on ifaworks.com. So Bankole is helping with so many different viruses, diseases, and things like that, because if you have a healthy body, it helps you to be able to think properly. Also, Awomide Popola, he also has music that you can get, I believe, from ifaworks.com or from him, and listen to them. You know, people are putting these CDs in their DVD players to be able to play them for their children, and their children are learning, you know, these songs, these authentic Yoruba songs to help empower us. So I hope this helped everybody where they are. Again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to be better than anybody. Do your research on everything that I said. I just really want to put out there so you can say my Ori is clear about my decisions. And I just really want everybody to really take this time and reflect. I thank you all. I love you, love you, love you. Mwah, to New York, what's up? And I also want to thank Carl and Camille at Osa Kamran Temple in Brooklyn. Y'all help so much all the time. We're looking forward to having Chief Salak Bade Popola come to New York. So I will keep everybody updated. Please continually look at my Facebook page, Ifashewa Fatoying. And again, remember, your name is a prayer. Your name is telling you about your purpose. My name means Ifa produces and perfects one's beauty. So everything that I do has to be beautiful. I can't go Brooklyn style. I have to just calm it down and live a better life. And I hope all of us live a better life. Everybody be safe. I love you. Mwah. Okay. Macandrola. How do I do this? I don't know how to turn it off. This is hilarious. How do I do this?
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Okay, finish. Peace.